Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is July 6th, 2025, and we are in the Old Testament book of Ecclesiastes. We're going to read chapter 3, verse 9 to 22. So we're going to finish off chapter 3. Again, Ecclesiastes, we say it's a hard book. It is, it goes a bit deeper than Proverbs does, and essentially it's written from a negative place. We said Solomon, we think, is who wrote it, and he's looking at a fallen world from a fallen perspective, which is what keeps bringing him back to that idea of vanity of vanities. We said the Hebrew word for vanity is vapor, so vapor of vapors, that it's a dead end, that you can't make sense of this world and our place in it if we are trying to do it without God in the picture. And in fact, as we were reading yesterday, he kind of has gotten to that dead end, looking at his wisdom and his work and his pleasures, and he's having to say, okay, you know what? That's vanity of vanities if you're trying to do those things without God, but we can't do those things without God. God is integral to that part. We're created to have God in that part. And he's looking at his work in this part, and he's saying, you know what? Why do we work? Because God created us to work, to do things with our hands. We were created to be stewards of his garden in Eden. So working is something that we do, and if we're working with God in the picture and God is our focus, it makes sense, and we're happy, and we have pleasures. So again, looking at the world, we have to have God. And then he's going to start this second group of things that are vanities, which is justice and good people and bad people. Why do bad people prosper? And again, if you're not looking at it through the perspective of God, it's vanities. But if you look at it through the perspective with God, then God is going to right the scales at some point. What point? It's the point that God wants to right the scales, not the point that we want it to happen. So let's go ahead. We're going to read Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 9 to 22. What profit has the worker from that in which he labors? I have seen the God-given task with which the sons of men are to be occupied. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity in their hearts, except that no one can find out the work that God does from beginning to end. I know that nothing is better for them than to rejoice and to do good in their lives, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. I know that whatever God does, it shall be forever. Nothing can be added to it, nothing can be taken from it. God does it that men should fear before him. That which has already been, and what is to be has already been, and God requires an account of what is past. Moreover, I saw under the sun in the place of judgment, wickedness was there, and in the place of righteousness, iniquity was there. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in my heart concerning the condition of the sons of men, God tests them, that they may see that they themselves are like animals. For what happens to the sons of men also happens to animals. One thing befalls them, as one dies, so does the other. Surely they all have one breath. Man has no advantage over animals, for all is vanity. All go to one place, all are from the dust, and all return to the dust. Who knows the spirit of the sons of men, which goes upward, and the spirit of the animal, which goes down to the earth? So I perceive that nothing is better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his heritage. For who can bring him to see what will happen after him? May God bless the reading of his word. May God bless you. Bye.